Hello, hello, hello. Do you believe in the Loch Ness?
I don't know how it happened, but this review was mastered, and then from mastering, didn't get onto YouTube. And when I was watching my 4K unboxings, I'm like, yeah, I've just done a review for Loch Ness. I went, shouldn't that have been before the 4K unboxings? So yeah, hope you enjoy the review, and I'll be back for an outtake, a new outtake, just for the video.
The folklores of Britain. Myths and legends of Britain, actually. Loch Ness. So, I think everyone, when they feel and they hear about the Loch Ness and there's a monster inside the Loch Ness, they're like, really? It's like Bigfoot. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Because I do. Look, I've got the action figure. Bigfoot. Loch Ness is the icon, the legend, the myth of Scotland. I've never actually been up there, so I feel a bit of a hypocrite about it, but I love the mythology of the Loch Ness Monster. I think in a modern era now where everyone's got the phone and stuff, there are still masses of sightings. The loch itself is like 26 miles long, ridiculously deep. Obviously used to be a flue into the ocean, and there's quite a good solid backstory about how there could be a creature in there isolated, especially like in the modern times of dinosaurs, and especially like stuff like the Lost World and like in South America and the rainforests and the discovery, bit like Congo and all them kinds of like, oh, have we found everything yet? And I think it now, in an era where we've literally covered the world, and now people are trying to go, right, there's a big wall, and then beyond the wall, there's other worlds and all this kinds of stuff. There's so much you can go down the rabbit hole, and it's all about myths, and if you believe, and if you like to believe, and what comes of it. So I always thought the Loch Ness Monster was cool because obviously I'm a big creature feature fan. As you can see, my dinosaur's right there, and he slapped nothing. Godzilla, any kind of creature features. Frogs Dreaming was a big inspiration as a kid. You know, obviously the creatures, the mythology, the building. X-Files, I was really hooked on X-Files. I like a story about a creature, and I don't want to just say, oh, there's a creature. I like to see it build. I like to see it have it a nice, solid, like mythology, like Jurassic Park. They build up a Jurassic Park and all that kind of stuff. Anaconda, you know, they go deep in the Amazon River and all that, and they encounter a massive anaconda. But yeah, anyway, the Loch Ness. I believe that there is definitely a missing gem of a found footage film for the Loch Ness Monster. I think it's something that could be done. Quite scary, I think, especially if you were on a boat and you know, you just didn't know what was going down, the boat was sinking. Something very isolated. I think there's a lot of horror in there of what if and what it is, and it's always like what people actually think the Loch Ness Monster is. Is it a long necked dinosaur with little flappers? Is it something completely different, like a wiggly worm, like the Lanthan worm and stuff like that? Again, Penshaw Monument, big worm apparently went around there years ago. Have you seen the size of Penshaw Monument and why it's on the hill? Google it if you don't know what a Penshaw Monument is. It's like, why is that there for? Again, it opens up the mythology of, was there dragons? Was there that? And you can go down this rabbit hole, you know. Was there a Sasquatch? Of course there was. Anyway, Loch Ness is what we're talking about on 88 Films. Got released 2 weeks ago. Very pricey at $17.99. And the DVD was about, I have the VHS somewhere. I haven't seen this for a long time. I remember the hype when it came out. I remember the trailers. I remember the girl, and you sort of seen something but you didn't see something. Not like you're going to go and see a movie and you think you're going to see a film about like a Sasquatch, for example, and you watch this entire random movie which is a bit like Deliverance, and then at the very end you see something that may be Sasquatch and you think, what was that? You know, this kind of marketed as, right, okay, it's going to be a family feel-good movie. The problem was the distributors didn't really know how to market it. A family film, they were pretty much into their horror and stuff like that. I think it was about £8 million to make this, and it had done the laps a while. Now, that came out, Ted Danson headlined it. Now, Ted Danson, yes, he'd been in quite a few things over here to get a bit of traction, like 3.5 Men and Made in America was kind of pushed, but I think Ted Danson is an all-rounder kind of Americana kind of actor when it comes to Cheers and stuff like that. But he headlined this along with Ian Holm, who had been in The Borrowers with the director, and Jolie Richardson. Harris Llewellyn. Anyway, there's a few people you recognise, like Little John's in there from Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. And I bought this first day. Again, massive myth of Loch Ness, and there we go. That cover is shockingly shit. Shockingly shit. Ted Danson, binoculars, Little John, boat. Ted Danson, Ian Holm has got a radar coming out of his head. Now, that was pretty much the original cover, which I think they've done right to keep that in there. Came out, slip cover, bought it up, and I was kind of disappointed that there's only 2 interviews as extra features for a pricey 88 release. The movie itself, again, the whole all the generations, again, it's got I watched a very similar film recently about Loch Ness and also like Congo and stuff like that I've watched recently, where, you know, you've got like, you know, go over there, prove it wrong, prove it right, you know, is it worth the mythology, is it protected, and all this kind of stuff. And Ted Danson comes over there, and of course it's going to turn into a bit of a love story in the Loch Ness. A lot of it was filmed around Loch Ness, but a lot of it was filmed up the coast on one of the coastal towns, for scenic and stuff like that. I like the looks of the loch. There's some nice shots in there, but again, you're getting slapped in the face with a love story that's got a bit of like, feels like American Werewolf in London. It's kind of like, are you local, like Wicker Man kind of stuff. You go up there in the sticks and you're in the sticks. And I rewatched it and it looked lovely. I didn't really rate Ted Danson. I kind of felt like, I know there's 2 variants of this movie as well. I think there's a higher Scotland audio dub, and then there's a more toned down version where they all had to redub it to make it a bit more easier on the ears for the American market and stuff like that. And even I struggle, like Mr. Dempsey and all, actually the way the squeakiness of the Highlanders, should I say. But again, Braveheart was pretty much the year after. So Scotland had some really like big movies. Highlander was obviously about 10 years prior to that. It was 5, 10, whatever. And I watched it and, you know, I hate the Sting song. That oh my god. I don't even want to even get that song stuck in my head, but there's a song by Sting on it. And it's on the straight up DVD screen, Blu-ray screen. And yeah, anyway, the love story goes on. Going to get there, not there. And then we sort of get like, oh, the girl knows where them all the time and she's in the loch. And the reveal of it when it comes up behind her and the practical effect of actually the monster, the creature, I think is really good. The puppeteering is really good. And the director says it in his interview, he wanted a seamless blend between CGI and puppets. That's not aged well. It just looks like it's floating there in limbo, the CGI, the neck, and like everyone's perception of what it is. I don't think it's got really much of a reveal. I think that's one thing that suffers. I think Ted Danson's realisation, how he sees it, he doesn't see it. It borrows a bit from Jaws, or the old, was it Jaws 2? Or the eye, the shark eye, and he sees the flipper and no one else sees the flipper in the picture of the previous researcher who meets his demise by falling and smacking his head off the log. I think that's, you know, it borrows there, borrows here, and then, you know, they're all like, it's all like, there's no threat. Oh, there it is, takes a picture, goes to London, nah, it's not really there. It just falls a bit flat. So I'm happy to have it in my collection, but I think, you know, it didn't age well. It hasn't aged well. But again, it's great to see films like this coming out of that era because it hadn't been available in 88 films. You know, I've always said stuff like Prayer of the Roller Boys needs a release and stuff like that. But revisiting, fan of Loch Ness Monster. But shit, man, I thought it could have been a bit better. I'll see you in the outtakes. I don't know where so, in the outtakes, Loch Ness was put back about 2 weeks before it came out, and there was another one called Loch Ness Horror got released. Straight up terrible. I think they tried to release it on the same day. Set in London. It's pretty bad. Now, anything to do with the Loch Ness, I'm going to buy, even if it's Doctor Who and the terror of the Zygons or Zygons or whatever it is, the bloody starfish sucker fish people, them ones. And it's just like, again, the mythology of like, oh, Loch Ness Monster. Oh, they're going to summon it with the little erotic little buttons they had, if you've seen that, and then it turns up and it looks like someone's just got a potato and stabbed some eyes in it and giving it all that with a stick. It's really scary. Anyway, probably the best Loch Ness Monster movie out there is this, The Evil Beneath the Loch Ness. Now, this has been floating around for a while. Really, really shit cover. Has some really shit shots in it as well. It's all filmed in America. It's got some really bad CGI, but I like the idea. I think this film has a lot more mythology. I think the idea of the flutes and how it's got the creature looks a bit like Zilla, the Godzilla from the 90s. It's kind of like, it looks like it could stand upright and take you on. It's swimming around. There's a crazy guy, like there's a crazy guy in all of them. Very similar kind of setup. The bins haven't been every day. But that one, again, it's been floating around for a while. This has been a podcast on Lonely Trades out there. There's even a bit with, they have a nice practical effect of something that could be eaten. It literally throws you all the kind of scenarios. I don't think that's a bad release. There's another one that I've misplaced as well. It's called the Loch Ness Terror. And the movie starts, and within 5 minutes, the creature is there. It's like walks along the beach in broad daylight, CGI. And then it fucks off to Canada, because it migrates every couple of years and lives in Canada for the rest of the movie. Aye. So anything comes out like that. There's an X-Files episode, a bit like the Loch Ness Monster. But again, the mythology and stuff like that. But as 88, I would have said that's a little bit pricey when it came out. Nice packaging, shit from cover, and it's also got the creature on the back. So it doesn't bother putting it on the front. Because that, in all personal, what they should have done with that to make it buy, they should have had the lock and had a 3D cover, and you moved it and it head appeared, head disappeared, head appeared, head disappeared, that kind of thing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye for now. Now, as I'm in the darkness and the outtakes, before you see the original outtake, this here has been on for ages. And because I'm decorating, come on. Oh, you can do it. Oh, I just don't want it to break. In theory it would come off perfectly preserved, except for this corner. The corner's going to get it. Is me butt crack out? It better not be. It is. Is that me butt crack? No, it's a boxer shorts. I'm good. I'm good. Can you see it? Right. Because that needs painting, I'm on a full-on painting decoration at the moment. So you can see the whole, like that, see? White. Can you believe it? I'm painting. And this is the Lost Boys wall. That's getting ready to be pimped. So yeah, hence that comes off. Because every time I walk down, there's a reason why. Because there's a monster. Because this is Loch Ness. And as you can see, can you see? Can you see? No, we need better light, that's why. Illuminate. There you go. Lovely picture, yeah? Loch Ness. I drew the Loch Ness Monster on it. So you can just, there you go, see it. Certain bit of light. Gone. Hello. Gone. Hello. Now I do want this somewhere in the house. Maybe to make a new frame for it, because it's fucking stunning. It doesn't glow though, does it? It kind of glows. But it will find a home. But yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.